Hey, yo, what up? Welcome back. This is not a podcast. It's just my thoughts with Rob Markman. Hope everybody's having a good day. Hope y'all heading into a good weekend. Want to shout out DJ Head and Gina Views from Effective immediately. If you go to their YouTube channel right now, okay, the episode that I co-hosted with them as a guest is up live. So we talked about a lot. We talked about the Luther video. What else did we talk about? We talked about like a little East Coast, West Coast slang, right? Like the difference between some of our slang. We talked about that. We talked about Ja Rule versus 50 Cent. I don't know. We just ran through like a gamut of different topics. Tommy Richmond and his new record. So definitely check it out. I'll put the link in the description, man. But again, shout out to Gina View, shout out to DJ Head, shout out to whole Effective immediately, Avery Nay. Thanks for having me. All right. Today I want to talk about Doechii. Doechii's music video for Anxiety is here. She's done it again. I'm not even, I'm not gonna wait to tell you what I think. She's done it again. Great video, amazing video, fun video to watch. I just love the story of this song. A lot of y'all know it. For those who don't know it, Doechii originally dropped this song in like 2019. I think it was 2019 for her Coven Music Sessions mixtape, and then there was this DIY video on YouTube that came after, right? And it's her like just sitting on her bed recording and dancing around her room. And it's not the greatest production quality, but it's a feeling to it. You know what I'm saying? And it's a reminder of where she came from. A lot when we talk about Doechii, a lot of us who talk about Doechii. Look, Doechii is new to a lot of people. People are just kind of catching on now, especially after the Grammys and the last half of last year when they really ramped up on Alligator Bites Never Heal. But some of us who have been paying attention to Doechii for a couple of years now, and that if you go back and look at that original Anxiety video, it really shows where she was at just maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And then look at how far she's come. So I love that story. So yeah, she originally did the join the 2019 video in 2020. The song sampled Doechii's 2011 hit record. Somebody that I used to know. That was a huge record. Like, y'all remember that record for sure, right? Well, you should remember the record. Like, I don't know what everybody was listening to back then, but Doechii 2000 hit record, somebody that I used to know. And then Sleepy Hollow actually sampled the record for Anxiety. He had a record called Anxiety as well that came out a couple of years ago, and he sampled that record. And that was pretty successful for Sleepy. It earned him a gold certification with the RIAA. And now it's come back full circle for Doechii. Because her version of Anxiety started having a moment, off of the back of Alligator Bites Never Heals, just kind of ramping up. That was a project that snowballed, didn't start out so successful at the beginning. They kept working and working and working. It snowballed, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then she wins the Grammy. More people are curious, who's Doechii, what's going on? And then, there's this Anxiety record that people seem to like, and her team starts to work. Like, we could find the next single or whatever, but there's still a ton of material to work. I mean, I think there's still a ton of material to work off of Alligator Bites Never Heal. So I necessarily don't want to see her move on to the next thing, or she doesn't have to. I think there's still more juice to squeeze out of the project. But Anxiety started having a moment. Her team started working it, as they should. Will Smith and Tatiana Ali recreated their famous bedroom dance scene from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So they created that scene with Anxiety as the backing track, and then Doechii joined in. That was a cool viral moment. So there's all these viral moments leading up till now. The song was officially re-released on streaming and as its own single, and it appears on an extended version of Alligator Bites Never Heal. And then on Friday we got the video. So the video is directed by James Mackle. He was a co-director on Denial is a River. So there's a lot of the same themes as Denial is a River, where it was kind of like this sitcom TV show behind the scenes. This one as well, there's a lot of fourth wall breaking, just like in the Denial is a River video. There's a lot of fourth wall breaking, it feels like, on this. James Mackle did the Trippie Redd Love Me More video, so he's been doing this thing. Video starts with us peering into Doechii's room through the window while she's on her bed recording, which is a nod to the original Anxiety DIY video. So right off the top, they're just giving fan service. They're giving love to where she came from. Again, remember I said, and I'll show them side by side, the original Doechii video was very DIY, but you still felt the feeling of it. There's a way higher production value here, way higher budget, but they still give you the same feeling. Her and the director still aim to give you the same feeling. So it's a nod for the people that were there from day one, I feel like, and a nod to where Doechii came from. So it opens up perfectly. Someone breaks the window, and then Doechii starts moving through the house where like weird things are just happening. She falls, she trips in the hallway. We later find out that there's a hole in the floor. Then like there's these set hands that almost look like moving people, but these set hands who lift her up and bring her to a chase, and they carry her into the living room. Then the SWAT team busts through the window, and she stumbles, and the set hands are once again there to pick her up and place her where she needs to be on the couch. There's these twin girls, and that are like kind of weird, and it's just like, yo, what is going on here? It's all beautifully choreographed. There's a lot of things happening in the background, and it kind of is choreographed. It's definitely like they worked on this, they practiced this. It wasn't like, hey, just show up and perform the song. Like this was something that you could tell was practiced by not just Doechii, but the extras in the video. She runs into a glass wall. Again, the set hands are there to fix up her makeup and tend to her and get her right and get her ready for the next shot. And the video is just a series of these anxiety-inducing things happening on a loop again and again, but from different perspectives. Like, the SWAT team keeps showing up. She, I said in the beginning, she ran down the hallway and she trips, and then we see it from another angle and she runs down the hallway and we see that there's a hole in the floor, and she like kind of just hops over it and doesn't fall this time. So she learned to avoid the pitfall, I feel like, is maybe the metaphor, but she's running through this loop again and again in this house, trying to break out and figure it out. There's a fire in the kitchen. There's a dog chasing her. She eventually breaks out the house and ends up outside in her underwear in like an embarrassing dream sequence. I feel like that's a dream that everybody has. Like, just like one moment you're just like chilling at home, and the next moment you're like in your underwear somewhere in public or some shit like that. And then she ends up in the dance number with her neighbors, which is dope. Another thing that was dope was there was a nod to this, to the original Somebody I Used to Know video with, that whole video had the guy and the girl like painted and like blending in with the wall. And they do a nod to that here. You can see that side by side. I thought that was a nice little Easter egg. Just a dope visual that matches the song. I just love the moment that Doechii, there's just creativity. The song's definitely like hit. This was a great song when she did it, like a great kind of cover or freestyle over the Doechii joint. I think Sleepy did something really like special with it. At Genius, we had him twice. We had him on Verified Breakdown the Lyrics, and we had him on Open Mic. Shout out to Sleepy Hollow. And then now Doechii is having a moment again with this song, but you know what? With a bigger budget now, with more success, with probably resources to carry out. Oh, this was really the vision I had when I first did this. I just didn't have the resources to carry out this vision like we could do it on a grander scale. I love that. So, I want to see what comes next from Doechii. But did you watch the video? Let me know if you watched the video. I think it's dope. I think it's just a fantastic video. But please go check it out. Come back. Let me know what you think in the comments. I speak back in the comments. You can comment. You could like. I would love it if you would subscribe if you want to join, our community. There's 2 different tiers. So, what I'm saying? Just let me know. Whatever y'all want to do, I'll meet y'all where y'all at. To the next one. Let me know what y'all want to talk about. Definitely. I feel like it has to come tomorrow because tomorrow is Easter, but tomorrow's 420. Definitely want to talk about Wiz Khalifa, Cushion OJ 2. I've been listening to that project, so we'll talk about that. I think we'll come back 420 tomorrow. But also, I believe today is the anniversary for Drake's push-ups. Feel like this is this weekend. Do y'all want to talk about that? Do y'all want to go back and re-examine push-ups? Let me know in the comments, all right? Till next time. Peace.